today I am going to be opening this. So I got this in the mail just today. Well, actually I think it's been there for a while, but I ordered it a couple months ago. This is the Polynian Vania Old Uniform by Daibadi Productions. It's pretty cool looking. I bought it as a drawing model. I don't actually necessarily like the model itself, just the way it looks. I think it's a cool design for drawing on top of, which is why I bought it. But if you like the manga style of the character, yeah, you might like this. I might even, at the end of this video, review it against some of my Figmas that I have. I have a couple of those that I can review it against. On the back here, we have some poses that it shows us. So, it has pretty decent posability based on the poses you can see on the back. But I'm not 100% sure, so we're just going to have to wait and see. Well, here we go. I will start opening it to see what's what. I actually think this is a model kit, so at least some of the other ones are listed as model kits, not in somewhere for some reason. I assume if any are listed as model kits, they're all model kits, and therefore it's going to take some time to put together. But who knows? I didn't actually look up a review of this online. I don't think it was technically out when I ordered it. I mean, there were reviews up from people who got it early, but I don't necessarily trust the people that get stuff for free and get it early. I'm more the type of person that trusts people that buy things on their own for their own money. Because I know, I definitely didn't like that. I obviously spent my own money on it. I don't make money from YouTube. I don't make money from anything like that. Obviously, I don't have any other YouTube videos up, so it's pretty obvious. Now, that's probably really loud in the microphone. Alright. Let's see what I can do if I can get this set up right. There's always that one circular bit of tape. Okay, it's definitely not a model kit. That's good, because I've never built a model kit. Well, not never. I haven't built a model kit in like 20 years. Not 15 actually, not 20, that'd be way too many. I'm not that old yet. Looks like there's some artwork in the box that's, I'm not really sure you should take that out. I'm not supposed to just flip the box around. That's pretty cool. Oh no, it's just this. Never mind. Oh yeah. It does come with instructions. Let's see what those are all about in a minute. Put this off to the side. Yeah. I'm sure people that aren't me can maybe read some of these. I don't know. They are clearly moon runes. From a very, very advanced society. We will someday be able to translate them properly. But at this moment in time, Google Translate does not translate them properly. It all comes out really garbled. It does have this company's logo in the top. Daibadi Productions. Very simple logo. Nothing fancy. I think that's a common theme with a lot of these manufacturers. So here is the packaged whole model. It's not, again, not a model kit. It is definitely a action figure model, whatever you want to call it. It's a high-end figure. It's pretty cool so far. Let's try and open this without damaging it in any way, shape, or form. I like to keep the boxes pretty neat. The bottom tray comes out. And it looks like the bottom tray has a briefcase, all the different hand parts, and the hair parts. As you can see, got briefcase, hair part, or ribbons, I guess, and some different varying hands, some regular hands, because she actually has these really cool giant gauntlets. That's why I actually like the figure, is the gauntlets. And of course my pieces are going to go flying everywhere, because that's just the way these things work. Trying to not have anything go flying, huh? Pull this thing apart. First piece of plastic off. What are these parts? Oh, these are face plates. Okay. So, they're really small. I don't have any of these for my figure. No, actually I do for my most recent figure I got, but I don't really use them. So here we have a sad face little one. That's pretty decent. And then we have a very simple angry face. Just real simple. And again, a few more little bits that go onto it. I believe these go onto her gauntlets. There's two of those. One pretty gone. Gauntlet. Just have a little plug piece that they plug in. I think this is a hairband? Not really sure. I'll have to put it together. I think it's a little hairband or a neckband. I'm not sure. Then we have an open version of her hand, of the gauntlet hand, which I think looks really cool. This is what sold me on the figure, these gauntlet hands. I just thought they were really cool. Seems like an odd thing, but I've always liked Transformers and Gundam, and thought that was really just a cool little thing. Alright, so her neck seems a little weird, actually. I mean, it's on a ball joint, which it should be, but I mean, it just feels a little weird. Feels like they angled the actual neck portion a little too far back. But aside from that, she is looking really good. I mean, a close-up of the face. This is her generic, regular face. Of course, these are her closed gauntlet without the components attached to it. It's very stiff, which is good. That some people think stiff is bad with these models, but that's good. That means they'll hold their pose. So you want them to be almost like as stiff as possible. And the joints are all honestly, I mean, it's because they're big. They're bigger than the Figma joints because they're meant to be. These are the characters are meant to be these robots, or androids, I guess. I'm not really 100% certain on them. They're not actually from an anime or anything. I don't even think they're from a manga. I think these are an original creation of Daibadi. I don't even know how to pronounce their company. How am I supposed to pronounce this? Daibadi is how I'm pronouncing it. Daibadi. I'm not certain if that's correct, but Daibadi Production. And this is my first figure from them. A lot of their other stuff is actually model kits, which scares me. I'm not a huge model kit person. I'm loving the way her joint is on her leg, because most are this weird normal, just a ball joint, but hers, even though they're a ball joint, the ball itself can twist, which means you can put her legs in really weird positions. You'd think that sounds kind of weird, but when you're trying to draw something, you want to be able to have as much range of motion as possible, even beyond human range of motion, especially for action stuff. You always want to have an extended range of motion for action scenes. I know that's something that's always been the way Marvel has done their comics since the very beginning, that you always want to be as expressive as possible. Her joints on her knee joints are the same way. They're just smaller, so they're kind of weird. They're a little weird because they're not. They can turn both ways, which obviously your knee can't do that, and the Figma knees can't either. So way more range of motion than the Figmas. Yeah, I absolutely love this thing. This is probably the best figure I own now. Her gauntlets are everything I wanted. They move just enough movement in the gauntlets here. Again, the hands are ball joints. I love that everything's ball jointed. Just all ball joints. So, yeah, Good Smile Company. Take notes. Not that you would ever see anyone from their company will ever see this video ever for any reason, no matter what. But yeah, take notes. So let's see. Based on the pictures here, it looks like she's supposed to have a hair piece, the ribbons on her back, and yeah, I was right. Those other two pieces are her gauntlet pieces. And I'm going to attach those now and just see how well they attach and stay attached. Because I have some other models and they don't stay, their accessories don't stay attached. One thing, the annoying thing about this model, I will say, everything was showing it as having a figure stand. And you would think, hey, a figure stand costs like, it's plastic, costs like no amount of money to add one. But because they can charge $10 for them separately, yeah, that's how much you're going to have to pay for that. Okay, so first things first, she does have this scarf piece. I was right, it is a scarf piece. It looks pretty cool. Oop. Oh, her body fully comes off. That is interesting. So she's even ball jointed in the middle of her body. That's cool. If all the Figmas were like that, and you could take them apart, you could body swap them and really do some cool stuff with that. That would be interesting. So I might have to pick up more of these, because I really like that, the ability to do that. So yeah, this model, and yeah, you lose a little bit of posability once you put the scarf on, but you can take it off, so it's not a big deal. That's not a con, it's a plus. Because then if you don't want it to be super posable, put the scarf on. So, scarf. Got a hair piece. Wish I could open that. That's not quite open. I'm really annoyed it didn't come with a figure stand. That would be my only complaint. And for $90, although I technically didn't pay $90 for this because I got it on sale. No, I paid $80. I paid $80, but I had a $20 Amazon credit, so it's only $60. Is this what this is? Is this a stand of some kind? So this is like this is a stand. It is not a figure of stand. This is a stand. I'm guessing the peg lets you stand them on it. And while I do like that, that's nice and all. Give me the figure stand with the claw, and not the plug one. The ones that plug into their back, which that's how they work, is they have a little plug in the back here. They don't work as well as the claw. It's better to just have the claw all the time. So, yeah, you can take this part off. So I'm not going to use it more than likely. Let's get these little hand things on here. I like those. Let's see if those stick together, if those stay on. Oh, those are... Again, these are really tight, and that's good. Tight is always a good thing. You don't want anything to be loose, because it won't hold. I have some other figures that they're really loose, and they're not good. So these are just little gauntlet additions you can add, which I think add quite a nice little flair. It's like a little ribbon, I guess, but it's mechanical, so it's pretty cool. Alright, let's add the hairpiece next. And then we'll do the ribbon on the back, and then that'll probably be all I'm going to do. So, the hairpiece and ribbon have to go in the same kind of positioning. There's two slots. I just want to see which slot. There's two slots in her head. I don't know if you can see that, but there's two slots in her head. And one is for the ribbon, and one is for... Or maybe it's just two slots for the hair. Might just be two slots for the hair. Yeah, I think the higher slot of the two is the one I'd end up using. It's cool that there's two. I mean, that's good. Options. Always having options is good. And then the hair just can move. It's again, I love these ball joints that's their kind of their thing with the these are called Polynians. They're supposed to be like living robots, I guess. I'm not sure how if this clips onto the back in the same spot where the figure would plug into. Oh, that's got to be it. That is how it works. See, that's not something I like, but yeah, it does. So this ribbon backing that she has, it's cool. It's got these flared out ribbons you can have. They can pose bows and bend a little bit. They don't. I wish they bent sideways. It's a shame they don't. Not a big deal though. Not a deal breaker by any means. They're a little bit looser than the other pieces. But they're still pretty good. But they are just a little bit looser. Everything else though is extremely tight. Fits in very nicely. She comes with some other hand pieces. I showed the other ones, but I didn't show these specifically. So these are, I believe, just the generic ones that all the models come with. They're the like schoolgirl type uniform ones, and you can fully replace the arm. So you can replace her gauntlet, her big gauntlet. Not if you do it that way. These ball joints are really hard to utilize. To pull out. I mean, it's hard to get them. It's hard to explain. Whoop, and there we're in her head. So her head, not on as tightly as I thought it was. Everything else is super tight though. I don't feel like that was, I think that was just my mistake there. I don't think that was any faulting of the company. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can get the arm off to get that piece on the way I wanted it to. Maybe the arm isn't where I should disconnect it, it should just be the hand. Yeah, but if it's the hand, one that extends her hands quite a bit because they're not that long. Two, they don't have a separate ball joint for them, so you have to use these ball joints. So you can take these out somehow, which I'm having a hard time doing. If I had tweezers. Nope, I got one. That's intended how it's supposed to be. That doesn't seem to fit. Fits that way though. So it fits that way. Yeah, then they're actually on a ball joint too. Sweet. Yeah, see, that doesn't make sense because then her arm's too extended, so you are supposed to grab one of the ball joints out of that. There, and you got the comparison between your two gauntlets. Gauntlet in a regular hand is very skinny, and the gauntlet is pretty thick. It's a little beefy there on the right arm. So yeah, lots of display options, lots of extra parts. Overall, this is a great figure. Definitely worth its money, at least if you're like me and collecting figures that are unique. It's not just about wanting them for their look or wanting them because they're a character you like. Sometimes it's just about just having something that's unique, and this one's extremely unique. The other characters that they have in their catalog are also pretty cool looking. They have one that's like a cop. They have a couple that are like cops, but then the rest are like schoolgirls. They have some schoolboys as well. Not that I'm into the schoolboy stuff, but there's obviously people out there who are into it, so. The legs they're really cool. I really like how how well they can pose. It's just they're difficult to pose. They have these ribbons. I would probably take the ribbons off until I was finished posing it, because they're a pain when you are posing it. Yeah, it's really stiff. Really good. Alright, so now I want to compare her to some Figmas, because why not? Figma is another company. Oh, Figma is not the company, sorry. Figma is not the company is Good Smile Inc. Or that's one of the two. I think it's two actual companies, whatever. That's one thing. So I'm going to put her off to the side for now and show you some of my other Figmas that I have. I also want to see if she can stand on her own first. Actually, that's an important test. If she can stand on her own without assistance, without needing to stand. And yeah, as I thought, it's actually a little difficult. You're kind of limited. So you'd be a little limited trying to stand it up that way. But they have that stand that you can just kind of plug into. So I'm okay with that. I'll set it off to the side for the time being. Set this set of extra pieces off to the side. Now I'm actually going to compare her to, I'm not sure which model I should use. I'm going to use a second. Okay. Gotta get situated. And yes, I have a blanket I have on me. So first I want to show my other robot figure, which is not a Figma per se. It did come with a Figma stand, so I'm not sure if that's just the way their companies are set up, that they share the stands. Because this is the Bandai, I believe it's Bandai. Namco Bandai. Yeah, I think it's Bandai. The SH Figure Arts. Figure Art. I don't know how to pronounce that. I call it just say Figure Arts. I'm sure they have some other pronunciation intended, but this is Zero from the Mega Man Zero series. I really like this model. I've been using this one a lot for drawing. I find it pretty decent. It doesn't stand super well, but I have the claw type Figma stand to use with it. So, which is where I got the claw one to begin with, I think. Actually, no, I think my claw one came with my actual drawing Figma, now that I think about it. But as far as comparing the two, Zero's joints are not as stiff. They're a little loose, especially in the arm, the chest, and the way the legs are. I'm not a fan of the way these ball joints are in the legs here. They're similar. I mean, you can twist them quite a bit. You can twist these more than you can twist other Figmas. But he also doesn't have a skirt or anything like that, like a lot of Figmas do. But otherwise, the way their joints work, the ball joints from the Daibadi. I'm pronouncing that wrong again. I'm gonna have to look again. What is this company? Daibadi. Yes, Daibadi. That's what it is. So the Daibadi Productions, their joints, well, they're bigger. First off, they're way bigger, and the model itself, their models, I think, are just a hair bigger in scale. It's not just that they're taller, I think their scale is different. The scale on this one is very comparable to most of the Figmas that I have. Obviously, he's within scale to the dimensions of the game character models, and their chests being a little weird. If you look at the way his chest design is, they're not like the same proportions as a human. So that's the style of the games. I also have him holding the sword. I did this for a pose. He's holding it upside down. Did that for a pose at some point. I think I was attempting to draw a Hyperlight Drifter thing. I scrapped it. I couldn't draw it well enough, so I ended up not doing it. But let me just look at the scale of these two figures side by side. So I think they're about, no, they're actually way closer in scale than I thought. They're almost exact. So it's hard to tell, but yeah, these are like almost exactly the same scale. Obviously her body proportions are different, that's the entire point. But their height and how their total scale percentage-wise is the same. At that point, yeah, I'd say if you could only get one, obviously if you like the character, you're gonna get Zero, and he's a lot cheaper. But I would actually get the Daibadi Productions one if I had to choose. Knowing what I know now, I would just get the one. So I'm gonna set Zero off to the side here. And then we have an actual Figma. This is the only, well, not the only, one of two Figmas I actually own. I own the other one as a drawing model Figma, specifically. And this is the Metroid Prime 3 Corruption version of Samus. This, I'm still not 100% certain if this is a knockoff or not. If this is a knockoff, well, then I tip my hat off to whatever Chinese factory made this knockoff, if this is indeed a knockoff and not the original. Because it is very well made. The only thing that makes me question if it's the original or not is the discoloration of the painting, and I think that's just the way it is. I think they do a lot of camera lighting tricks to make it look brighter when they, and more vivid when they are showing pictures of it and stuff. I don't think it's anything else other than that. So, Samus is unique because she is not to scale. There's no way she is to scale, right? I mean, she's huge. I know it doesn't look like it. You're thinking, oh, no, it's just an action figure, right? Regular size action figure. Nothing to see here. Notice she is a full head plus 2 heads. 2 heads taller than... I've got to get my fingers out of here. Hold them by their legs. Ah, it's not working for me. You just can't tell I've never done anything like this before, so... But she is a full 2 heads taller than 0. Or, yeah, 0. Here's them back to back. Let's see, she's just way taller. And some people say, oh, Samus is supposed to be like 6 foot something, whatever. Except she's only supposed to be 6'3" with her armor on. She's not taller than 6 feet. She's only a couple inches taller. She's 6'3" in her armor. Outside of her armor, I think she's only supposed to be 5'11", or 6 feet even. So she's a model, like she's a statuesque model woman. But again, scale-wise, she's just way bigger. She's just way bigger. And obviously they did that because Samus is a bigger character. But if she was in scale, she would be almost an inch smaller than this model is to be 6 foot even, or 6'3". Because as is, assuming 0 is average height of 5'6", 5'8". I mean, I'm short. I'm 5'6", so I'm guessing that that character is supposed to be like 5'6", 5'8", at least. Yeah, there's no way she'd be that much taller. But, yeah, this is a very well made Figma. The joints on it are super tight. It's really nice. Holds the poses really well. It's got nice range. The only things I can say negatively about this, it doesn't have a second hand to replace the arm cannon. So you're stuck with that arm cannon. So you either like this arm cannon or you don't. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously that's the way the character is designed. But if you're trying to use it as some sort of basis for drawing like I do, you'd be better off buying a different Figma. The Farah Figma that's coming out soon, I really want to get that. It's basically just Samus without the arm cannon. Because she's blue, I guess, and eagle based. She's got an eagle helmet. But, yeah. She's literally a rip-off of Samus. Those are the only Figmas that are worth showing. All my other ones are pointless. I have a Link Figma, I guess. I could show that, but it's okay. Something special about it. So to summarize this, yeah, I think the Polynian, yes, Polynian is what they're called, are very cute, very interesting designed robot girls and some guys by Daibadi Productions. And if you're looking at it as a, whoop, see that came off, that's just barely was on there. But again, it's not going to fall off unless you're messing with it. I'm going to pick that up just so I don't forget it. But I think they knocked it out of the park with these models. These are really well made. They have a great basis to them. I mean, you can use them. You could draw almost anything on top of these. If you're using it for that application. Obviously, not everyone's going to. It's just a cool model to have. Yeah, I wouldn't rate this as like a 10 out of 10 for everyone. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. For being objective, if you're interested in cute girls or mecha, this is a combination of those two things, and it is really cool and really well made and worth pretty much the exact amount of money that they priced it at. It's one of the few models where I can safely say it is worth its price tag. I just wish I had a figure stand. Just make sure you order a figure stand when you order one of these, unless you have spares, because you're going to want that figure stand. And that is all.